Hi guys, I'm back. I noticed an interesting comment on my last video. It came from Mr. Tan Shing Lung, and Mr. Tan said, I quote, "I bet this clueless uncle don't even know what woke means," unquote. Please, Mr. Tan, I may be the same age as your father, but they call me Hunko, not uncle. I've considered subscribing to your channel, but I don't see any content. The woke culture arose from an African-American perception of social injustice. Black Lives Matter was probably the first woke movement that gained traction with the advent of social media. Now, many other aggrieved groups started to call out society for its homophobia, fatophobia, Islamophobia. Now, these previously sidelined and marginalized groups grew from strength to strength as their numbers snowballed with woke memes and messages going viral on social media. With the power to boycott businesses and swing votes, woke groups started making demands like same-sex marriage, gender neutrality with men competing against women in sports, and using women's bathrooms as long as they identify as women. Now, nonsensical as it may seem to some of us, folks who are seeking publicity or votes have played along. A single Instagram post like this can get a white celebrity more likes than he or she can get in months. Now, in case you think that I just learned about all this, here's a Facebook post I made in 2021. Jin Xing is a transsexual person, a dancer and prominent TV host. And she once said, 中国连少数民族都有山寨版的。金星这句话是在嘲讽一些歌唱得不怎么样的汉族歌手，改了个名字，说爷爷或奶奶是蒙古族、藏族、苗族、白族，随便选一个，以少数民族造型登上舞台，就莫名其妙地走红了。这跟西方左派的白人冒充黑人支持 Black Lives Matter 的目的是一样的。金星 was referring to Mongolian singer Sa Ding Ding. She started her career as Zhou Peng from Hubei province. She didn't quite make it until she dropped a bombshell claiming Mongolian ancestry. Anyway, I remember when I was having lunch at a restaurant at Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan, when the waiter asked me where I was from. I told him I'm from Singapore, and he had no idea where we are on the map. Now, he asked me if it's near Vietnam because I looked Vietnamese. Then he said something surprising. He said that Jackie Chan is Mongolian. Really? He's not wrong in that Jackie Chan did actually claim his grandparents were Mongolian, just like in his movie. I guess he's also very woke, believing that it's his own delusion that decides his ethnicity and not his DNA. Then there's a fat acceptance movement that is supposed to stand against systemic discrimination or fatophobia. It empowers fat people to feel proud of their bodies, which isn't too bad until the movement goes against dieting and intervention procedures. I've read books by fat acceptance activists who deny medical reasons for maintaining a healthy weight. As Piers Morgan's put it, the world has gone mad. On the gender side of things, whether coerced or enticed, reasonable people have to deny the existence of biological males and females, or they may end up being cancelled or work bullied like J.K. Rowling. Why? That's because these groups have become powerful enough to cancel people, forcing many business leaders and academics to resign when they fail to align themselves to the values and moral standards dictated by the various groups. Now, the critical race theory activists even try to rewrite the country's history and rebuild the entire system to suit their values of DEI. They denounce heroes, celebrate previously unknown people as heroes, and call for compensation for the descendants of the previously downtrodden ethnic groups, with race quotas and other privileges. Seriously? What if white Americans start identifying as blacks and Native Americans? It's not about DNA, right? Finally, to address Mr. Tan's insinuation that I'm a clueless hunko. Now, by now, we should have a pretty good idea of what constitutes woke and how something that didn't start off as woke can become woke. Is veganism woke? Well, if you make it your personal choice to only eat plants and even exclude dairy products and eggs from your diet, that's not necessarily woke. But if you impose your values on others, then you are. Is the Free Palestine movement a woke movement? Think about it. It's fighting against the apparent oppression of a group of people called Palestinians, whose land is allegedly occupied by the Zionists. Now, in places like Malaysia, participants in the movement have called for the boycott of Starbucks, McDonald's, and other businesses that remind them of evil America. Now, the thing is, most woke movements start off with a genuine cause. It's when they gather momentum, their messages go viral, their memberships snowball, that they start to look threatening and delusional. Now, the Free Palestine movement has become just that. Look at Greta Thunberg, who has so successfully pivoted to the Free Palestine cause when climate change isn't sexy anymore. Her flotilla, which was supposed to carry humanitarian aid to Gaza, was made up of almost 50 boats that carried more than 400 people, including some Malaysian celebrities. The main force set sail on the 2nd of September from Barcelona. They may have docked at a few places along the way to pick up supplies, but she and her team were only detained by Israeli authorities 1 month later, in October. Now, can you imagine how much food 400 people on board consumed out at sea in 1 month? Does this look like an efficient way to bring aid to Gaza? Is this not ridiculously woke and virtue signaling?
You want to live with the Israelis in peace? Or?
No. I want one-state solution. No Israel.
So no more Israel?
Yes.
Israel wiped off the map?
Palestine فقط.
We should delete Israel.
So you would not be okay with a two-state solution?
Of course not.
I won't go into the details of the Arab-Israeli conflict in this video, but I do have a problem with people who interrupt our local activities by standing up for other people's controversial causes. Look at the crowd welcoming Trump in Malaysia, with Trump dancing along and holding the two countries' flags. Meanwhile, another crowd was protesting, holding up Palestinian flags. A TV presenter even misidentified ASEAN leaders as their respective predecessors. Maybe they are more familiar with characters in Gaza and the West Bank. Now, do these folks care about their own country while they stand up for humanity? Now, just like the group that interrupted Minister Shanmugam's Meet the People session. You should know that I'm not particularly fond of Mr. Shanmugam, but he was performing his duty that night. These folks interrupted somebody's call for help in our country because of things that are happening in another country. Where does their loyalty lie? Should we be concerned? I certainly think so.